The Ark of the Covenant, a sacred relic said to hold the power of the divine, vanished without a trace, leaving behind only whispers of its existence. The Trojan War, immortalized in epic tales, may have never happened as we've been told. These are just two of the countless mythological mysteries that have baffled historians, archaeologists, and storytellers for centuries. Why do these ancient enigmas continue to haunt our collective imagination? What truths lie hidden beneath layers of myth and legend? Today, we're diving into 20 of the most perplexing unsolved mysteries from mythology stories that blur the line between history and fantasy, challenging what we think we know about the past. From lost artifacts to legendary battles, each mystery offers a glimpse into humanity's endless curiosity and the limits of our understanding. Are you ready to uncover the secrets that have eluded us for millennia? Let's begin. The Legend of Atlantis is one of the most enduring mysteries in mythology, captivating imaginations for over 2,000 years. First described by the ancient Greek philosopher Plato in his dialogues, Timaeus and Critias, Atlantis was said to be a powerful and advanced civilization that vanished beneath the waves in a single day and night of misfortune. Plato claimed it lay beyond the Pillars of Hercules, what we now call the Strait of Gibraltar, but its exact location has remained a tantalizing puzzle. Over the centuries, theories have placed Atlantis everywhere from the Mediterranean Sea to the Caribbean, and even as far as Antarctica. Some believe it could have been inspired by real events, like the volcanic eruption that destroyed the Minoan civilization on the island of Thera, while others argue it's purely a myth, a cautionary tale about hubris and the consequences of defying the gods. What makes Atlantis so fascinating is not just the mystery of its existence, but how it has shaped our culture. From Jules Verne's 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea to blockbuster films and video games, Atlantis has become a symbol of lost grandeur and hidden knowledge. Modern technology like sonar mapping and underwater archaeology has searched for evidence of this legendary city, but so far nothing definitive has been found. Could Atlantis have been real, a forgotten civilization swallowed by the sea? Or is it a story meant to remind us of the fragility of human achievements? The allure of Atlantis lies in its ambiguity, a mystery that continues to inspire wonder and debate, proving that some legends are too powerful to fade away. The Ark of the Covenant, a sacred relic shrouded in mystery and steeped in divine significance. According to the Hebrew Bible, this golden chest held the stone tablets inscribed with the Ten Commandments, a symbol of God's covenant with the Israelites. But after the Babylonian conquest of Jerusalem in the 6th century B.C.E., the Ark vanished from historical records, leaving behind a trail of questions that still captivate scholars and treasure hunters alike. One of the most enduring theories suggests the Ark was hidden before the Babylonians could seize it. Some believe it was concealed in a secret chamber beneath the Temple Mount, a site revered by multiple faiths and steeped in layers of history. Others point to the ancient tunnels and passages beneath Jerusalem, theorizing that the Ark could still lie hidden, waiting to be discovered. Then there's the Ethiopian claim. For centuries, the Ethiopian Orthodox Church has asserted that the Ark resides in the Church of Our Lady Mary of Zion in Axum, guarded by a single monk who dedicates his life to its protection. While outsiders are barred from seeing it, the story has persisted, supported by Ethiopian legend and ancient texts like the Kebra Nagast, which tells of the Ark being brought to Ethiopia by Menelik I, the son of King Solomon and the Queen of Sheba. What makes the Ark's disappearance so compelling is not just its historical value, but its symbolic power. For believers, it represents the tangible presence of the divine, a connection between heaven and earth. Its discovery would not only rewrite history but also ignite profound spiritual and cultural implications. Imagine the impact, a relic that has inspired countless legends, films, and quests finally brought to light. Yet, despite centuries of searching, the Ark remains elusive, a tantalizing enigma that continues to fuel speculation and wonder. Whether it's buried beneath ancient ruins, resting in a distant land, or lost to time, the mystery of the Ark of the Covenant endures as one of history's greatest unsolved puzzles. The Trojan War, a tale of love, betrayal, and epic battles, has captivated audiences for millennia thanks to Homer's Iliad. But was this legendary conflict rooted in historical truth, or is it purely a work of mythic imagination? The debate has raged for centuries, and even today, historians are divided. On one hand, archaeological excavations at the ancient city of Troy, located in modern-day Turkey, have uncovered layers of ruins that suggest a thriving city was indeed destroyed multiple times. One of these layers, dating back to around 1200 BC, shows signs of fire and warfare, aligning roughly with the timeline of the Trojan War as described in myths. But what sparked this conflict? The Iliad tells us it was the abduction of Helen, the most beautiful woman in the world, by Paris of Troy. Yet, some scholars argue that the war was less about love and more about power and trade. Troy's strategic location at the crossroads of major trade routes would have made it a coveted prize, and control over its harbors could have meant immense wealth for the victors. This theory suggests that Helen's story might have been a poetic embellishment added to a more pragmatic struggle over resources. The line between myth and history becomes even blurrier when we consider the characters involved. Achilles, Hector, and Odysseus are larger-than-life figures, their deeds immortalized in epic poetry. But were they real people, or were they symbolic representations of ideals and values? The lack of definitive evidence leaves us with more questions than answers. What we do know is that the story of the Trojan War has become a cornerstone of Western literature, shaping our understanding of heroism, fate, and the human condition. Even as new discoveries are made, the mystery of the Trojan War's origins persists. Was it a historical event wrapped in mythic storytelling, or a myth that borrowed elements from real history? The truth may lie somewhere in between, hidden in the ruins of Troy and the verses of ancient poets. And as long as the debate continues, the Trojan War remains one of the most enduring enigmas of the ancient world. The Great Sphinx of Giza stands as one of the most iconic and enigmatic monuments in human history. Carved from a single massive limestone outcrop, this colossal statue with the body of a lion and the head of a human has captivated archaeologists, historians, and mythologists for centuries. But despite its fame, the Sphinx holds secrets that have yet to be fully unraveled. How old is it really? Who built it? And why? These questions have sparked endless debate and speculation. Traditionally, the Sphinx is believed to date back to the reign of Pharaoh Khafre, around 2500 BCE, during the 4th dynasty of ancient Egypt. But some researchers argue that the Sphinx could be far older. Geological evidence, such as water erosion patterns on the statue, has led some to propose that it might date back to a time when the climate of Egypt was much wetter, possibly as far back as 10,000 BCE. If true, this would mean the Sphinx predates the civilization we know as ancient Egypt, raising intriguing questions about who could have built it and what knowledge they possessed. Then there's the mystery of its purpose. While many believe the Sphinx served as a guardian or symbol of royal power, others suggest it could have been part of a larger astronomical or spiritual complex. Some theories even propose that hidden chambers or tunnels lie beneath the Sphinx, possibly containing records or artifacts from a lost civilization. While excavations have uncovered a few small tunnels and cavities, no definitive evidence of a hidden chamber has been found. Yet, the idea of undiscovered secrets beneath the sands continues to fuel imaginations and inspire exploration. Adding to the intrigue is the question of the Sphinx's original appearance. Over millennia, erosion and human intervention have altered its features, leaving us to wonder what it looked like when it was first created. Some believe it once had a different face, possibly that of a lion or another animal, while others suggest it may have been painted in vibrant colors, transforming it from a solemn guardian into a dazzling display of ancient artistry. The Great Sphinx remains a symbol of mystery, standing at the crossroads of history, myth, and science. It challenges us to rethink what we know about ancient civilizations and their capabilities. As we continue to study this remarkable monument, it reminds us that the past is far more complex and mysterious than we often assume, and perhaps somewhere beneath its weathered surface lies the key to unraveling one of history's greatest enigmas. The legend of the curse of the Pharaohs has haunted the imaginations of explorers and historians for over a century. It all began with the discovery of Tutankhamun's tomb in 1922 by Howard Carter and his team. The world was captivated by the treasures they unearthed, but soon after, whispers of a deadly curse began to spread. Several members of the expedition died under mysterious circumstances, leading many to believe that disturbing the pharaoh's resting place had awakened an ancient wrath. But is there any truth to this chilling tale, or is it merely a case of coincidence amplified by superstition? Skeptics argue that the so-called curse can be explained by natural causes. The tombs of ancient Egypt were sealed for thousands of years, and many contained toxic molds, bacteria, or even trapped gases. These environmental hazards could have easily affected those who were unprepared, especially in the early days of archaeology when safety precautions were minimal. For example, Lord Carnarvon, the financial backer of the expedition, died just months after the tomb's opening from an infected mosquito bite, a death that might have been avoided with modern medicine. Yet the timing of these events, coupled with the dramatic nature of the discovery, made it easy for the public to connect the dots into a narrative of divine retribution. On the other hand, the curse's enduring appeal speaks to something deeper in our collective psyche. Ancient Egyptians believed in the sanctity of the afterlife and took great care to protect their tombs with curses and warnings inscribed on the walls. These inscriptions weren't mere decorations. They were meant to deter grave robbers and ensure the pharaoh's eternal peace. Could it be that the curse is less about supernatural forces and more about the psychological weight of defying such a powerful cultural taboo? Every time we uncover these ancient sites, we're not just digging up artifacts, we're confronting the beliefs and fears of a civilization that saw death as a sacred journey. The curse of the pharaohs continues to fascinate because it blurs the line between myth and reality. Whether you see it as a cautionary tale, a scientific puzzle, or a testament to the power of storytelling, it's impossible to deny its impact on how we perceive ancient Egypt. From Hollywood movies to conspiracy theories, the curse has become a symbol of the mysteries that still surround this extraordinary civilization. And as long as there are tombs left to explore, the legend will likely endure, reminding us that some secrets are meant to stay buried. The Phoenicians, often hailed as the greatest seafarers of the ancient world, left an indelible mark on history with their daring voyages across the Mediterranean and beyond. But what if their reach extended even further, across the vast Atlantic Ocean to the shores of the Americas, centuries before Christopher Columbus? This tantalizing possibility forms the heart of one of history's most enduring mysteries, the question of whether the Phoenicians could have been the first to cross the Atlantic. Known for their unparalleled navigation skills, the Phoenicians built a network of trade routes that stretched from the coasts of modern-day Lebanon to as far as Britain and West Africa. Their ships, sturdy and swift, carried goods like Tyrian purple dye and cedarwood, connecting distant civilizations. But some historians and archaeologists speculate that their journeys may not have stopped there. Evidence, though controversial, hints at the possibility of Phoenician contact with the Americas. Artifacts such as inscriptions resembling Phoenician script have been found in places like Brazil and the Caribbean. Could these be remnants of a long-forgotten voyage, or are they simply coincidences misinterpreted by modern eyes? The mystery deepens when we consider the Phoenicians' advanced knowledge of astronomy and navigation. They were masters of celestial navigation, using the stars to guide their ships across treacherous waters. If they could sail to the edges of the known world, what would have stopped them from venturing into the unknown? Some theories suggest that records of these voyages may have existed but were lost to time, destroyed during the countless wars and upheavals that plagued the ancient world. What makes this mystery so compelling is the way it challenges our understanding of ancient exploration. If the Phoenicians did reach the Americas, it would rewrite the timeline of global contact, pushing back the date of transatlantic voyages by over 1,000 years. It raises questions about the extent of ancient maritime technology and the courage of those who sailed into uncharted waters. Were the Phoenicians the true pioneers of transatlantic exploration, their achievements erased by the passage of time? As we piece together the fragments of evidence, we're left with a puzzle that continues to captivate historians and adventurers alike. The voyages of the Phoenicians remind us that the ancient world was far more interconnected and far more daring than we often give it credit for. And as long as this mystery remains unsolved, it invites us to reconsider what we think we know about the past. High above the arid plains of southern Peru, the Nazca Desert holds one of the world's most enigmatic mysteries, the Nazca Lines. These massive geoglyphs, some stretching over several hundred feet, are etched into the earth with astonishing precision. From towering spiders and hummingbirds to spirals and geometric shapes, these ancient artworks seem to defy explanation. But who created them, and more importantly, why? The theories are as varied as they are fascinating. Some believe the lines served as an astronomical calendar, aligning with celestial events to mark significant dates for agriculture or rituals. Others propose they were part of elaborate religious ceremonies, pathways for pilgrims to follow in sacred processions. And then there's the more outlandish idea that the lines were meant as messages or landing strips for extraterrestrial visitors. While this theory captures the imagination, it's worth noting that the Nazca people themselves were masterful engineers, perfectly capable of creating these wonders without extraterrestrial intervention. What makes the Nazca Lines so challenging to study is their sheer scale and the fact that they are best viewed from the air. This has led to questions about how the Nazca people designed them without the ability to fly. Some researchers suggest they used simple but ingenious tools like wooden stakes and ropes to plot out the designs, carefully scaling them up from smaller models. Yet, even with modern technology, we're no closer to unlocking their true purpose. The lines remain a testament to human ingenuity and creativity, but also to the limits of our understanding. What's perhaps most striking about the Nazca Lines is how they continue to inspire awe and speculation. Whether they were meant to communicate with the gods, the stars, or something beyond our comprehension, they remind us of humanity's enduring desire to leave a mark, to create something that outlasts us even if its meaning is lost to time. Standing in the shadow of these ancient marvels, we're left with more questions than answers, and maybe that's exactly what keeps us coming back for more. The legend of El Dorado, the fabled city of gold, has captivated explorers, historians, and dreamers for centuries. It all began with the Spanish conquistadors, who, lured by tales of unimaginable wealth, ventured deep into the uncharted jungles of South America. But what started as a quest for gold quickly spiraled into something far more mysterious, a myth that would outlast the conquistadors themselves and take on a life of its own. At its heart, the story of El Dorado is not just about gold. It's about the human obsession with the unknown and the lengths we'll go to uncover it. The origins of the myth can be traced back to the Muisca people of modern-day Colombia. Among their rituals was a ceremony where a tribal leader, covered in gold dust, would row out to the middle of a sacred lake and offer treasures to the gods. To the Spanish, this ritual became distorted into the idea of a city made entirely of gold, hidden somewhere in the vast wilderness. Over time, the story grew, with each retelling adding new layers of grandeur and mystery. But was El Dorado ever a real place, or was it always just a symbol of unattainable wealth and glory? Historians and archaeologists have long debated this question. Some believe the myth was inspired by actual cities or cultures, like the Muisca or the Inca, whose wealth was legendary. Others argue that El Dorado was never meant to be taken literally. It was a metaphor for the conquistadors' insatiable greed and their relentless pursuit of power. Whatever the truth, the legend has left an indelible mark on history, sparking countless expeditions and fueling the imaginations of generations. What makes El Dorado so enduring is not just the promise of treasure, but the idea of discovery itself. It taps into something primal within us, the desire to explore, to venture into the unknown, and to uncover secrets that have been lost to time. Even today, the search for lost cities and hidden riches continues, proving that the allure of El Dorado is as powerful as ever. Whether real or imagined, this golden city remains a testament to humanity's unyielding spirit of adventure. One of the most enduring mysteries in American history is the strange disappearance of the Roanoke colony. In the late 16th century, over 100 English settlers arrived on Roanoke Island, off the coast of what is now North Carolina, to establish a new colony. But when a supply ship returned in 1590, the entire settlement had vanished without a trace. The only clue left behind was the word Croatoan, carved into a wooden post, and crow etched into a nearby tree. What happened to these early colonists has baffled historians for centuries. One popular theory suggests that the settlers may have integrated with the local Native American tribes, particularly the Croatoan people who lived on a nearby island. The word Croatoan could have been a message indicating where the settlers had gone. Some accounts from later explorers mention encounters with Native Americans who had European features or spoke English, fueling speculation that the settlers had blended into the local population. But without definitive evidence, this remains just one of many possibilities. Another theory proposes that the colonists faced a series of disastrous events, from famine to conflict with neighboring tribes, forcing them to abandon the settlement. The harsh conditions of the New World, combined with limited resources and strained relations with local groups, could have led to their downfall. Yet, if this were the case, why leave behind such a cryptic message? The word Croatoan seems deliberate, hinting at a plan rather than chaos. Some even speculate that the settlers attempted to sail back to England but were lost at sea, though no wreckage or records support this idea. The mystery deepens when considering that no bodies or signs of violence were found at the site, making it unlikely they were wiped out by an attack. The disappearance of the Roanoke colony remains one of America's oldest and most perplexing historical puzzles. Despite centuries of research, archaeologists and historians still grapple with the question of what truly happened to those early settlers. The word Croatoan continues to echo through time, a haunting reminder of a mystery that may never be solved. The legend of King Arthur is one of the most enduring tales in Western mythology, a story that has captivated imaginations for centuries. But who was King Arthur? Was he a real historical figure, or simply a myth woven together from the threads of multiple leaders and legends? Historians and scholars have long debated this question, and the answer remains elusive. Some theories suggest that Arthur may have been a Romano-British warrior, who led the defense against Saxon invaders in the late 5th or early 6th century. Others argue that he is a composite character, blending the deeds of several heroic leaders into one larger-than-life figure. What makes this mystery so fascinating is how deeply the legend has embedded itself into our collective consciousness, regardless of its historical accuracy. At the heart of the Arthurian legend lies Camelot, the mythical castle and court that symbolizes an idealized vision of justice, bravery, and unity. Camelot represents a utopia, a place where chivalry and honor reign supreme. Then there's Excalibur, Arthur's legendary sword, often depicted as a symbol of divine right and kingly power. The sword, whether drawn from a stone or gifted by the Lady of the Lake, carries with it themes of destiny and legitimacy. And let's not forget the Knights of the Round Table, a group of noble warriors who embodied the ideals of loyalty, courage, and equality. The Round Table itself is a powerful symbol representing fairness and unity. As no knight sat at the head, everyone was equal. These elements, Camelot, Excalibur, and the Round Table, aren't just relics of an ancient story. They've become foundational symbols in Western culture, influencing literature, art, and even modern political ideals. But why does this tale continue to resonate so deeply? Perhaps it's the universal themes it explores, the struggle between good and evil, the quest for a better world, and the idea that even flawed individuals can rise to greatness. The legend of King Arthur speaks to our deepest desires for justice, heroism, and a sense of belonging. It's a story that transcends time, offering both inspiration and a mirror to our own aspirations and flaws. Whether Arthur was real or not, his legacy lives on, reminding us of the power of myth to shape our understanding of the world and ourselves. Moving from the realm of mythical creatures to the intricate tales of ancient architecture, we arrive at the 11th mystery, the enigmatic Minotaur's Labyrinth. This story, rooted in Greek mythology, tells of a monstrous half-man, half-bull creature confined within a maze so complex that no one who entered could ever find their way out. But was this labyrinth purely a work of fiction, or could it have been inspired by something real? At the heart of the legend lies the Palace of Knossos on the island of Crete, a sprawling archaeological site that has fascinated historians for centuries. The palace, with its maze-like corridors and intricate layout, has led many to speculate whether it served as the inspiration for the mythical labyrinth. Built during the Minoan civilization, the structure's design is so elaborate that it's easy to see how it could have sparked tales of an inescapable maze. But here's the twist: while the palace's layout is complex, there's no concrete evidence of a monstrous minotaur roaming its halls. The myth itself is steeped in symbolism. The Minotaur, born from the union of Queen Pasiphae and a sacred bull, represents a clash between human and animal instincts, while the labyrinth symbolizes the intricate challenges of life's journey. These layers of meaning have kept the story alive for thousands of years, but they also leave us questioning: did the myth arise from a kernel of truth, or was it entirely a product of ancient imagination? Archaeological excavations at Knossos have uncovered artifacts and frescoes depicting bull-leaping rituals, a practice that seems to echo the Minotaur's connection to bulls. These findings suggest that the myth may have been influenced by Minoan culture, blending historical elements with fantastical storytelling. Yet, the lack of definitive proof keeps the mystery alive, inviting us to explore the fine line between myth and reality. What makes this mystery particularly intriguing is how it reflects the human tendency to weave stories around the unknown. The labyrinth, whether real or imagined, serves as a metaphor for the mysteries we all face: complex, daunting, and often without clear answers. Could the Palace of Knossos have been the birthplace of this legendary tale, or is the truth hidden deeper within the annals of history? The answer, like the labyrinth itself, remains shrouded in mystery. The 12th mystery takes us to one of the most heartbreaking losses in human history, the destruction of the Library of Alexandria. Imagine a place where the collective knowledge of the ancient world was stored, a treasure trove of scrolls, manuscripts, and records from civilizations across the globe. This was no ordinary library. It was a beacon of learning, a hub where scholars from Egypt, Greece, Persia, and beyond came to share ideas and expand the boundaries of human understanding. But today, its fate remains shrouded in mystery, leaving us to wonder what exactly was lost when this monumental institution vanished. Theories about the library's destruction are as varied as they are fascinating. Some historians point to Julius Caesar's siege of Alexandria in 48 B.C., when a fire reportedly spread to the library, consuming countless scrolls. Others suggest it was a slow decline, with sections of the library being destroyed or neglected over centuries due to political turmoil, religious conflicts, or even natural disasters. What's most intriguing, though, is the question of what was inside. Scholars believe the library may have housed works by legendary thinkers like Aristotle, Euclid, and Archimedes, as well as texts from lost civilizations that we may never know about. The sheer scale of what was lost is staggering. Entire philosophies, scientific discoveries, and cultural histories gone forever. The impact of this loss is almost impossible to overstate. The Library of Alexandria wasn't just a building, it was a symbol of humanity's quest for knowledge. Its destruction reminds us how fragile our collective wisdom can be, how easily centuries of progress can be erased in a moment. Even today, the story of the library serves as a cautionary tale, urging us to preserve and protect the knowledge we have so that future generations won't suffer the same fate. What might our world look like if those ancient texts had survived? Would we have advanced faster in science, philosophy, or the arts? These are questions that will forever haunt historians and dreamers alike. Moving from the realm of ancient legends and mythical creatures, we now turn to a mystery that has stumped some of the brightest minds in history. The Voynich Manuscript, a book unlike any other, is a puzzle wrapped in an enigma. Written in an unknown script and filled with strange, otherworldly illustrations of plants, celestial diagrams, and other cryptic symbols, this manuscript has defied translation for centuries. Discovered in the early 20th century, it's named after Wilfrid Voynich, the rare book dealer who brought it to the world's attention, but its origins remain shrouded in mystery. The text itself is composed of characters that don't match any known language or writing system. Some researchers believe it could be an elaborate cipher, while others argue it might represent a lost language or even a constructed one. The illustrations only deepen the mystery. Some pages feature bizarre, unidentifiable plants, while others depict intricate astronomical charts and what appear to be bathing women in fantastical pools. These images have led to countless theories about the manuscript's purpose. Was it a scientific treatise, an alchemical guide, or perhaps a medieval herbalist's handbook gone rogue? Historians and cryptographers have spent decades trying to crack the code, but so far no one has succeeded. Some believe it could be an elaborate hoax designed to deceive wealthy collectors of the time. Others argue that the complexity of the script and the consistency of its structure suggest it's genuine. The debate continues to this day, with modern technology like artificial intelligence being employed to analyze the text, but even these efforts have yet to yield definitive answers. What makes the Voynich manuscript so captivating is its sheer impenetrability. It's a tantalizing reminder of how much we still don't know about our past. Could it hold secrets to forgotten knowledge, or is it simply a beautifully crafted riddle meant to frustrate us forever? One thing is certain: this enigmatic book continues to challenge our understanding of history, language, and the limits of human ingenuity. The legend of the Holy Grail is one of the most enduring and captivating mysteries in mythology. blending Christian lore, Arthurian legend, and historical intrigue into a single, elusive symbol. Often described as the cup used by Jesus Christ during the Last Supper, the Grail is said to possess miraculous powers, granting eternal life or divine wisdom to those who find it. But its story extends far beyond its biblical roots, weaving into the tales of King Arthur and his knights, who embarked on perilous quests to uncover its secrets. This fusion of faith, chivalry, and mystery has made the Holy Grail a timeless emblem of spiritual pursuit and human yearning. What makes the Grail so fascinating is its dual nature. It exists both as a sacred relic and a metaphor for enlightenment. Some historians believe it could be a real artifact hidden away in a forgotten corner of the world. Theories range from it being a medieval chalice buried in Europe to a symbolic object representing spiritual purity. Others argue that the Grail is entirely allegorical, a representation of the quest for inner transformation rather than a physical object. This duality has fueled centuries of speculation, inspiring treasure hunters, scholars, and storytellers alike. The Grail's influence extends far beyond religious texts. It has become a cornerstone of Western literature and art, inspiring works from medieval romances to modern films. The Arthurian legends, in particular, have immortalized the Grail as the ultimate prize, a symbol of divine favor and human ambition. Characters like Sir Galahad, the pure-hearted knight destined to find the Grail, and the enigmatic Fisher King, guardian of the relic, have become iconic figures in the mythos. Their stories resonate because they reflect universal themes: sacrifice, redemption, and the eternal search for meaning. Yet, despite its cultural prominence, the Holy Grail remains shrouded in mystery. Is it a lost artifact waiting to be discovered, or a metaphor for something far more profound? Perhaps its true power lies in its ability to inspire. For centuries, the Grail has represented humanity's deepest desires: to connect with the divine, to achieve the impossible, and to find purpose in a chaotic world. Whether real or symbolic, its legacy endures, reminding us that the greatest treasures are often found not in the destination, but in the journey itself. What if I told you that over 2,000 years ago, the ancient Greeks may have created a device so advanced that it rivals some of the technology we use today? Enter the Antikythera Mechanism, an artifact so extraordinary that it's often referred to as the world's first computer. Discovered in a shipwreck off the coast of the Greek island of Antikythera in 1901, this intricate bronze device has puzzled historians, archaeologists, and scientists for over a century. Composed of more than 30 interlocking gears, the mechanism appears to have been designed to predict astronomical events with astonishing precision, tracking the movements of the Sun, Moon, and even the 5 known planets of the time. But here's where it gets even more fascinating. The Antikythera Mechanism doesn't just challenge our assumptions about ancient technology, it completely upends them. How could a civilization from 2 millennia ago possess the knowledge and skill to create something so sophisticated? Its purpose remains partially shrouded in mystery, though researchers believe it may have been used for everything from calculating the dates of Olympic Games to predicting eclipses. Yet, despite decades of study, no one has fully unlocked the secrets of how it worked or who built it. The device seems to blur the line between myth and science, almost as if it were a relic from a forgotten age of innovation. What makes the Antikythera Mechanism even more intriguing is how it bridges the gap between myth and reality. Many ancient Greek myths speak of advanced knowledge and divine gifts, like the story of Prometheus bringing fire to humanity. Could this device be a physical manifestation of that kind of legendary wisdom? Or was it the work of a brilliant yet unknown inventor whose name has been lost to history? Whatever the case, the Antikythera Mechanism stands as a testament to the ingenuity of the ancient world, a world that, in many ways, we're still struggling to fully understand. And as we continue to study its secrets, it reminds us that the line between myth and science might be far thinner than we ever imagined. Among the many tales of cursed objects, few are as notorious as the Hope Diamond. This stunning blue gem, weighing over 45 carats, has been shrouded in mystery and tragedy for centuries. From its origins in India, where it was allegedly stolen from a temple statue, to its journey through the hands of kings, collectors, and thieves, the diamond's history is as dazzling as it is dark. But what truly sets it apart is the so-called curse that seems to follow it, a series of misfortunes that have struck nearly everyone who has owned or handled it. Louis XIV, the French monarch who acquired the diamond in the 17th century, reportedly faced financial ruin and the deaths of his heirs. Later, Marie Antoinette, who is said to have worn the gem, met a grim fate during the French Revolution. Even in modern times, the diamond's reputation persists. Evelyn Walsh McLean, a wealthy socialite who owned it in the early 20th century, endured a life marked by personal tragedies, including the deaths of her son and husband. But is the Hope Diamond truly cursed, or are these events simply a string of coincidences? Skeptics argue that the curse is more about storytelling than supernatural forces, pointing out that many of the tales surrounding the diamond have been exaggerated or fabricated over time. Historians note that not all owners met tragic ends, and some even flourished while in possession of the gem. Yet, the allure of the curse has undeniably added to the diamond's mystique, transforming it into a symbol of both beauty and danger. What makes this legend so enduring? Perhaps it's the human fascination with the idea that something so breathtaking could also carry a dark secret. The Hope Diamond's curse taps into our deepest fears and desires, blending the extraordinary with the ominous. Today, the diamond resides in the Smithsonian Institution, where it continues to captivate millions of visitors, each drawn to its brilliance and the haunting stories that surround it. Whether the curse is real or imagined, one thing is certain: the Hope Diamond has cemented its place as one of history's most enigmatic treasures. The mystery of the crystal skulls is one that has captivated historians, archaeologists, and enthusiasts for decades. These intricately carved objects, often made from clear or milky quartz, are said to resemble human skulls with astonishing detail. But where did they come from? Some claim they are ancient relics, possibly created by Mesoamerican civilizations like the Aztecs or the Maya, who are known for their advanced craftsmanship and spiritual practices. Others argue that the skulls are nothing more than elaborate modern forgeries, crafted in the 19th or 20th century to capitalize on public fascination with the occult and the exotic. What makes the crystal skulls so intriguing is their purported connection to ancient wisdom and mystical powers. Many believe they hold secrets of lost civilizations, acting as conduits for spiritual energy or tools for divination. This belief has been fueled by stories of strange phenomena. Some claim the skulls emit light, change color, or even influence the thoughts of those who come near them. Yet, despite these tales, scientific analysis has cast doubt on their authenticity. Researchers have pointed out inconsistencies in the carving techniques, suggesting the use of modern tools rather than ancient methods. The debate over the crystal skulls raises a fascinating question. How do we distinguish between myth and reality? These objects sit at the crossroads of archaeology, folklore, and even popular culture. They've inspired countless books, movies, and theories, becoming symbols of mystery and intrigue. Whether they are genuine artifacts or clever hoaxes, the crystal skulls challenge us to think about the ways we interpret the past. They remind us that sometimes the line between history and legend isn't as clear as we might like to believe. What do you think? Could these skulls hold secrets we've yet to uncover? Or are they simply products of human imagination and ingenuity? Either way, their enduring allure ensures they'll remain a topic of fascination for years to come. Deep in the snow-capped peaks of the Himalayas, a legend has persisted for centuries, whispered among locals and sought after by adventurers: the elusive Yeti. Known as the Abominable Snowman, this mysterious creature has been described as a towering, ape-like being, leaving behind massive footprints in the snow and evading capture at every turn. But what lies at the heart of this enduring myth? Is it a relic of ancient folklore, a misunderstood animal, or simply a product of human imagination? Let's explore the evidence and the stories that keep the Yeti alive in our collective consciousness. The Himalayas, with their harsh, unforgiving terrain, have long been a source of awe and mystery. For the people living in these remote regions, the Yeti isn't just a story, it's a part of their cultural fabric. Tales of encounters with the creature date back hundreds of years, often passed down through generations. Some describe it as a guardian of the mountains, while others see it as a harbinger of danger. These accounts, steeped in tradition, have fueled countless expeditions into the frozen wilderness, each hoping to uncover the truth. But what about the physical evidence? Over the years, explorers and scientists have uncovered strange footprints, some measuring over a foot in length, embedded in the snow. Hair samples and mysterious scat have also been collected, with some analyses pointing to unknown primate species or even ancient human relatives. Yet, definitive proof remains elusive. Could the Yeti be a descendant of prehistoric hominids, like the extinct Gigantopithecus? Or is it a case of misidentification, with bears or other large mammals being mistaken for something more extraordinary? The allure of the Yeti lies not just in the possibility of its existence, but in what it represents: an enduring symbol of the unknown. In a world where so much has been mapped and explored, the Yeti reminds us that there are still mysteries waiting to be solved. It inspires curiosity, debate, and a sense of wonder, drawing adventurers and researchers to the Himalayas in search of answers. Whether real or imagined, the legend of the Yeti continues to captivate, proving that some mysteries are as vast and untouchable as the mountains themselves. The Bermuda Triangle, a name that has sparked countless theories, debates, and spine-chilling tales. Stretching between Miami, Bermuda, and Puerto Rico, this infamous patch of ocean has been blamed for the mysterious disappearances of ships and planes over the decades. From vanishing aircraft to ghost ships found adrift with no crew in sight, the legends surrounding this region are as vast as the ocean itself. But what makes the Bermuda Triangle such a magnet for mystery? Is it a portal to another dimension, the work of ancient sea monsters, or something far more grounded in science? Scientists have proposed a range of natural explanations for the strange occurrences in the triangle. Some point to unpredictable weather patterns, with sudden storms and rogue waves capable of swallowing entire vessels. Others suggest magnetic anomalies that interfere with navigational equipment, leading pilots and sailors astray. Even methane gas eruptions from the ocean floor have been cited as a possible cause, potentially creating bubbles large enough to destabilize ships. Yet, despite these rational theories, the allure of the supernatural persists. Stories of alien abductions, time warps, and curses have captured imaginations, turning the Bermuda Triangle into a modern-day myth. What's fascinating is how this mystery has transcended its origins to become a cultural phenomenon. Books, documentaries, and movies have all explored the enigma, each adding layers to its legend. The triangle taps into our primal fear of the unknown, reminding us that even in our age of advanced technology, there are still corners of the world that defy explanation. Whether you lean toward science or the supernatural, the Bermuda Triangle continues to challenge our understanding of the world, and perhaps that's why it remains so endlessly captivating. The towering Moai statues of Easter Island stand as silent sentinels, their massive forms gazing out over the Pacific with an air of timeless mystery. But how did the Rapa Nui people, with no advanced machinery or tools, manage to carve, transport, and erect these colossal figures? Some weigh as much as 80 tons, yet they were moved miles across the rugged terrain of the island. Theories abound, from the use of wooden sleds and ropes to the idea that the statues were walked upright by teams rocking them back and forth. But the truth remains elusive, leaving us to marvel at the ingenuity and determination of a civilization that achieved the seemingly impossible. What were these statues meant to signify? Some researchers suggest they represented ancestors or powerful leaders, acting as guardians or symbols of authority. Others propose they were markers of freshwater sources or sacred sites. The Rapa Nui people left no written records, so their purpose is left to interpretation, adding another layer of intrigue to their legacy. What's even more haunting is the mystery of their civilization's decline. Some argue that deforestation and overpopulation led to societal collapse, while others point to internal conflict or external invasions. Whatever the cause, the Moai statues stand as a testament to a people who thrived against the odds, only to vanish into the shadows of history. Today, the Moai continue to captivate us, not just as archaeological wonders but as symbols of human creativity and resilience. They remind us that even in the face of immense challenges, we are capable of leaving a lasting mark on the world, one that inspires awe and curiosity for generations to come. From the Lost City of Atlantis to the cryptic origins of the Sphinx, these 20 unsolved mythological mysteries have stood the test of time, defying explanation and sparking endless debate. Each one offers a tantalizing glimpse into the ancient world, blending history, myth, and human imagination in ways that continue to baffle even the most seasoned historians. But what is it about these enigmas that keeps us coming back century after century? Perhaps it's the way they challenge our understanding of the past, forcing us to question what we think we know. Or maybe it's the sheer wonder they inspire, reminding us that there are still secrets waiting to be uncovered in the shadows of history. These mysteries aren't just relics of the past, they're windows into the cultures that created them, revealing how ancient societies grappled with the unknown and sought to make sense of the world around them. They also speak to something deeply human, our insatiable curiosity. From the cosmic riddles of the Nazca Lines to the haunting tales of the Trojan War, these stories remind us that the pursuit of knowledge is as much about the journey as it is about the answers. They invite us to dream, to explore, and to wonder what else might be out there just beyond the reach of our understanding. So, which of these mysteries resonates most with you? Is it the enigmatic purpose of Stonehenge, the haunting whispers of El Dorado, or the eternal allure of the Holy Grail? Let us know in the comments below. We'd love to hear your thoughts and theories. And if you're as fascinated by these ancient puzzles as we are, be sure to subscribe for more deep dives into the captivating world of mythology and history. Together, let's keep unraveling the threads of the past, one mystery at a time.